madness. So all the shows have been canceled, I think. I was supposed to see Frozen tonight, and I was on 45th Street when, well, not when the power went out. I don't even know what time the power went out. I was downtown, and by the time I got uptown on foot, it was out. I'm so glad I wasn't on a train, because I guess the trains aren't running, and I'm really glad I wasn't like in an elevator or something, because can you imagine? It is getting dark, but luckily I am now below 42nd Street and most of the power seems to be back on. I can imagine it will be really scary in areas where there's a blackout when the sun is all the way down. If you have any questions or want to share your stories of where you were, let me know. I'm going to do my best to pay attention to the comments while I walk and talk. Luckily, everybody has stayed really calm. And while there were certainly some people who were annoyed that they didn't get to see the shows that they've been waiting for, in some cases for months and months and months, everybody sort of understood that there was nothing that could be done. It's intense, but I'm just trying to focus on getting myself home, which luckily I live in Manhattan, so I can walk, and just
red light.
Focusing on positive energy towards people who, I don't know, may have gotten hurt. I still don't know the whole story on what actually caused the power to go out. There are people, the power, well, I think the power is still out for the person who just asked. I am currently in I'm below 40th Street, so the power where I am seems to mostly be on. As you can see, there are some storefronts that are all lit up, but then there are some that are not, and I can't tell if it's because they're on like a part of the power grid that isn't working, or whether it's because they just are closed, at 8:30 on a Saturday night. There are lots of sirens, and there is lots of traffic, and there are people fighting for cabs. I haven't seen any fist fights exactly, but I've seen some screaming matches about who saw what cab first. I've also seen some people agreeing to share cabs, strangers, so that I think is really nice. Oh my gosh, there are so many sirens, and everybody's honking. Fire truck. And up where I was, up in the theater district, the streets were just packed with people. No traffic could get through at all. And depending on where those fire trucks are going or where the ambulances are going, oh man, I just hope whoever's at the other end of their destination is okay. Thank you very much for the well wishes. I am not worried about my own safety. I actually had no idea the power had gone out as late as 7:30. I was still down by Penn Station having dinner, and I didn't find out until I walked up to the theater district and no one was being let into the theater. So I am totally okay, and I'm just working on getting home, and hopefully when I get home I'll have power there. From what I understand, all the power downtown near where I live is still on, so I'm not worried about that, and then I can find out what's really been happening. If anybody who's watching, and it looks like there are about 40 of you, if any of you has internet access and can Google, and I guess you have internet access, right? If any of you can Google exactly what happened, I'd love to know, because, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I am in the dark. about the cause of the blackout. Look at this. Even in a time of emergency, I've always got a pun in me. I'd love to know what you guys have heard about what caused the blackout, and especially if anybody's been hurt. Somebody says transformer fire around 64th. What does that mean? Was there an explosion? Was there any property damage? Fire in a transformer. Okay, everyone's saying transformer fire. I just have no idea what that is. Like, is a transformer something big, something small? Is the fire something that, like, did a fire melt through one wire that cut power to the city? Or was there like an explosion in a building? I don't know. And I think that's sometimes what is scariest about stuff like this, is all we know is something is wrong, but we don't know exactly what it is. The only time that I've dealt with a major blackout was during Hurricane Katrina. I didn't have power or cell service at my apartment, and that includes or water. I didn't have power, water, or cell service at my house for like 6 days, and I lived about 2 miles from my office at that point, and I'd walk to work, and luckily my office had power, so I could charge my computer, but it was weird. The whole city just feels sort of eerie right now. I'm just right at Penn Station, and the lights there seem to be on. Okay, somebody's now saying a manhole cover exploded at 65th and West End. Again, oh, geez, sorry. It's correct. I don't know what a manhole fire means. Like, I can picture little flames licking out of a manhole cover, and I can picture something like from an action movie, but I guess we'll all find out together. I think the eeriest thing is just all of the emergency vehicles, every intersection, every corner, okay, so somebody's saying the fire department said failures stretched from 72nd Street to the West 40s. And the West 40s is where all the Broadway theaters are. I have no idea if this is true. I have no reason to believe it's not, but I don't have an official source. But I heard somebody say that there was one show that did go on. I think maybe it was Be More Chill, which would make sense because they are actually on the east side of Broadway and close to the east side of Manhattan. So it's possible that one or two shows did happen. Oh man, there's another fire truck right there that is just trying to get through. Sirens and horns, and there's just nowhere for any of these vehicles to go. I'm going to see if I can show you the fire truck. Right by the post office on 33rd Street. Oh, someone's saying Be More Chill and Fiddler have both gone on. Fiddler, of course, is an off-Broadway show. It's so funny to think about the audiences in those shows. Beetlejuice went on too. All of those shows are either south of Times Square or east of Times Square, so that's interesting. Okay, so the people who are spamming the comments, I'm reporting those. I think to claim that you blew up a transformer is not at all cool. So that's been reported. Anyway, I'm finally, for the first time in the last 20 minutes, or the last hour, I guess, in a spot where I do not see any emergency vehicles. And I think I'm about 10 blocks south of where the blackout affected. Anyway, I appreciate you keeping me company, and I appreciate the opportunity to give you, not that I was going to say some information, but I don't actually have a lot of information. For those asking, is it only affecting Midtown? As far as I know, I am in the low 30s and the lights are on here. It looks like some stoplights are flashing yellow. So I don't know if that's because of power issues or just safety issues. It's definitely clear that even with the power on, the city is a mess because of the power outage. Oh, there's more sirens, more emergency vehicles. Thank you to the person who's saying to stay cool and drink plenty of water. I definitely will. I am on my way home. I expect to be home in about 15 minutes, and the power should be on my place. And at that point, I'm just going to be trying to track down information and make sure all my people are safe. A friend of mine who I totally trust is saying 45,000 people are without power. So that's a lot of people. Manhattan has 7 million people, I think. So that's like 1 in every 14 people, and if my math is right, that's like, that's a chunk. It's a chunk of the city. That source is the Con Ed website. Thank you, Jennifer. Wait, 4,500 or 45,000? I'm just going to say again, I don't have any official information. What I'm getting is from the comments. So I don't quote me on any of the specific numbers or anything like that, because I'm reading the comments aloud as I see them. I'm seeing everything from 4,200 to 47,000. So I think that probably your best bet, if you want specifics, is to just go to like CNN.com or one of the New York websites. I see there are links being shared. I can't click them, but I'm going to let you guys, figure that stuff out for yourself. It is definitely getting dark in terms of the night sky, but again, I'm lucky to be in an area now where, like, look at this pizza place, totally lit up. So I think we'll find out more in the days to come. Again, all I can think about is that I hope everybody is safe, and I hope nobody got hurt. I can handle missing a Broadway show, and I do feel for the people who bought their tickets months and months and months ago and are not local, so they won't be able to reschedule them. I feel for them. My worries and my energy and my concentration is going to be with any potential people who might be hurt or anybody who can't reach their loved ones. I have no idea when the power's thing that hopefully people can Google, and hopefully the power will be back on soon. I have a feeling this is the kind of thing that even if it's only off for a couple of hours, it can just mess up infrastructure and traffic and stuff like that. But I'm just eager to get home. Looks like I'm just reading some comments that are going by faster than I can make sense of them, but I don't know. It sounds like most of Midtown, at least on the west side, was affected one way or another. I am going to sign off now, but thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for all the well wishes. Check in on all your friends and, think good thoughts. If you believe in prayer, throw some prayers towards people who might be affected in a more permanent or dangerous way than I have been. I mean, for me, it's like I'll go see Frozen in a couple days instead. You know what I mean? I have no complaints. I am good. There may be people out there who need your positive energy and your positive wishes more than I do. So let's all just, whatever we believe in, just see what we can do for those folks. Anyway, I took a bunch of video footage when I couldn't get Periscope to connect. I took a bunch of footage that I'm going to upload onto YouTube when I get home. So check out that if you're interested. And we'll find out more in the days to come. I promise I will be as safe as I possibly can. And I hope you all do the same. Have a good night.